Every year, millions of people sit the IELTS speaking test. They study for months. They practice every day. They walk into that exam room prepared. And then they make the same mistakes. The same ones, over and over again. Mistakes that drop their score from band 7 to band 5, from band 8 to band 6. Not because their English is weak, but because nobody told them what not to do. Today, Luna is back, and she is going to tell you every single mistake and exactly how to fix each one before it costs you your score. Warm welcoming to ESL Voice. Today we have a very special returning guest, Luna, who scored an incredible band 8.5 in her IELTS speaking exam, after making almost every mistake possible in her preparation journey. Today, she is back to walk us through the most common IELTS speaking mistakes she made and witnessed, and the exact fixes for every single one. Luna, welcome back to ESL Voice.
Thank you so much, Alex. I'm so happy to be back. And honestly, this topic is so close to my heart because I wish someone had told me these things before my exam. It would have saved me so much stress.
Well, you're going to save a lot of people that stress today. Let's get straight into it. Mistake 1. Repeating the question back. Luna, let's go through the mistakes one by one. Start with the very first one, the one that happens right at the beginning of the exam.
Okay, mistake number 1. And this one happens in the very first seconds. Repeating the examiner's question back to them before answering.
Oh, like saying, so you're asking me about my favorite food.
Exactly that. So many candidates do this because they think it shows understanding or because they need thinking time. But here's what the examiner actually hears. This candidate is stalling. They don't know how to begin. Their fluency is weak.
So it signals weakness rather than confidence.
Every single time. The fix? Instead of repeating the question, use a natural thinking phrase. That's something I really enjoy, actually. Let me think about that. Oh, that's interesting. I'd say these phrases buy you the same thinking time, but they sound natural, confident, fluent. The examiner hears, this candidate thinks in English naturally. Completely different impression. Same amount of time.
So it's not about avoiding the pause, it's about how you pause.
The how makes all the difference.
Mistake 2. Using the same words repeatedly. Okay, mistake number 2. What is it?
Using the same words over and over again. This is probably the most common mistake I see in IELTS speaking, and it directly kills your lexical resource score, which is 25% of your total mark.
What kind of words do candidates repeat most?
The classic ones. Very, used for everything. Good, used to describe everything. Nice, another one used constantly. Important, repeated in every answer. I think, starting every single sentence.
Okay, I am absolutely guilty of very and I think.
Everyone is, including me before my exam. The fix. Build a personal vocabulary upgrade list. For every word you overuse, learn 3 alternatives. Instead of very, use extremely, incredibly, remarkably, particularly, tremendously. Instead of good, use excellent, outstanding, beneficial, valuable, remarkable. Instead of I think, use in my opinion, from my perspective. As far as I'm concerned, I strongly believe. It seems to me that.
And just rotating between these shows the examiner real vocabulary range.
Immediately, noticeably. 1 week of practicing these alternatives and your lexical resource score will visibly improve.
Mistake 3. Speaking too fast when nervous. Luna, let's talk about something I think every candidate experiences. The nerves. How do nerves affect speaking performance? And what mistake does nervousness cause?
Nervousness causes candidates to speak too fast. When we're anxious, our brain goes into panic mode, and we rush. We rush through answers, trying to get to the end as quickly as possible. Like we want the question to be over.
Because the discomfort feels unbearable.
Exactly. And rushing does two damaging things. First, pronunciation becomes unclear. Words blend together unnaturally. The examiner struggles to follow. Second, grammar mistakes multiply because your brain is moving faster than your mouth can manage.
So nervousness creates a chain reaction of problems.
A chain reaction. Perfectly described. The fix. Before the exam, practice speaking deliberately slowly. Slower than feels natural. Slower than feels comfortable. Because under exam pressure, your speed automatically doubles. So if you practice at slow speed, exam nerves bring you to normal speed.
You're compensating in advance for the nervousness you know is coming.
Exactly right. And one more thing. Pause between sentences. Not long pauses. Just one breath. I really enjoy traveling. I think it broadens your perspective significantly. For example, when I visited Japan last year, that rhythm sounds incredibly natural and incredibly confident.
Slow and paused sounds more fluent, not less.
Counterintuitive, but absolutely true.
Mistake 4. Memorized answers that sound robotic. Luna, we touched on this last time, but I want to go deeper today. Memorized answers. Why do so many candidates do this, and why does it hurt them so badly?
Candidates memorize answers because they feel safer with prepared material. They think, if I know exactly what to say, I can't go wrong. But the problem is, memorized answers have a very specific sound.
What do you mean, a specific sound?
When you memorize something, your voice changes. The intonation becomes flat. The rhythm becomes unnatural. The speed becomes robotic. It sounds like someone reading from inside their head. And IELTS examiners are trained specifically to recognize this sound.
They can literally hear that it's memorized?
Within the first sentence, sometimes within the first few words. And the moment they identify it, your fluency score drops significantly. The fix. Instead of memorizing full answers, memorize frameworks. A framework is a structure, not words. For example, instead of memorizing a full answer about technology, memorize this framework. Opening opinion plus reason plus personal example, wider implication. Then fill the framework with natural, spontaneous language in the moment with your words.
So the structure is prepared, but the language is fresh every time.
Fresh and genuine every time. That combination, structural confidence plus natural language, is exactly what bands 7, 8, and 9 sounds like.
Mistake 5. Ignoring pronunciation patterns. Luna, pronunciation. Most candidates think pronunciation just means saying words correctly, but you told me before the episode that there's something much deeper going on. What do candidates miss about pronunciation?
Such a good question. Most candidates focus on individual word pronunciation. Is my R correct? Am I saying TH properly? And while individual sounds matter, what examiners really assess is prosody.
Prosody? Can you explain that?
Prosody is the music of language. It includes 3 things. Stress, which words you emphasize in a sentence. Rhythm, the pattern of strong and weak beats in your speech. Intonation, how your voice rises and falls.
And most candidates never practice these.
Almost never. They practice saying words correctly, but they speak in a flat, monotone voice. No stress, no rhythm, no rise and fall. And that flatness makes even perfect English sound unnatural. The fix. Practice reading English out loud, but focus only on music. Stress the important words. Let the small words be quiet. Let your voice rise when you ask questions. Let it fall when you finish a statement. I love traveling. Stress love. Feel the emphasis. It was the best experience of my life. Stress best and life. Record yourself. Listen back. Does it sound like music? Or does it sound flat?
So expressive speech sounds more fluent than perfect but flat speech.
Always. Every time. Emotion and expression are the hallmarks of fluency.
Mistake 6. Giving up mid-answer.
Luna, here's a situation I know many candidates face. They're in the middle of an answer, they lose their train of thought, they can't find the word they need, and they just stop. They look at the examiner and say, "Sorry, I don't know." Is that really as bad as it sounds?
It is the single most damaging thing a candidate can do. Not because the examiner is cruel, but because silence gives them absolutely nothing to assess. You cannot score what doesn't exist.
So even a weak answer is better than no answer?
1,000 times better. The fix? Learn recovery phrases. Phrases that keep you talking even when you're lost. What I'm trying to say is, let me rephrase that. Actually, a better way to put it would be, I'm not sure of the exact word, but it's something like, if I think about it differently. These phrases do something remarkable. They show the examiner sophisticated communication skills. Native speakers use these phrases constantly. Recovering gracefully from a stumble actually demonstrates higher language ability than never stumbling at all.
Because it shows you can handle unexpected language challenges.
Exactly. The examiner thinks, this candidate knows how to manage communication problems in real time. That is a fluent speaker.
So getting lost and recovering well can actually help your score?
It genuinely can. The recovery is more impressive than the stumble is damaging.
Mistake 7. Not extending answers in Part 3.
Luna, Part 3, final mistake. What do candidates do wrong, specifically in the discussion part?
In Part 3, the most common mistake is giving one-dimensional answers. The examiner asks a complex question. The candidate gives one opinion, one sentence, maybe two, and then stops.
When Part 3 requires much deeper discussion.
Much deeper. Part 3 is specifically designed to test your ability to discuss, argue, speculate, and evaluate. One opinion is not a discussion, it's a statement. The fix? Always use what I call the 3D answer structure. D1, direct opinion. State your view clearly. D2, devil's advocate. Acknowledge the other side. However, some people might argue, on the other hand, although I can see why others might think. D3, deep conclusion. Return to your original view with stronger reasoning. Nevertheless, I still believe, taking everything into account.
So you're showing the examiner you can hold a complex discussion, not just state a simple opinion.
And that three-dimensional thinking, that is exactly what separates Band 6 from Band 8.
The 3D answer. Direct, devil's advocate, deep conclusion. Luna, that is incredibly practical.
And it works for almost every Part 3 question ever asked. Once you have the structure, Part 3 stops being scary. It becomes your opportunity to truly shine.
Luna's final message. Luna, we've covered 7 powerful mistakes and 7 powerful fixes today. Before we go, speak directly to someone watching this who has tried IELTS speaking before, didn't get the score they needed, and is now terrified to try again. What do you say?
First, I want you to know that retaking an exam takes incredible courage. Most people give up after one try. The fact that you are here, watching, preparing again, that already tells me you are not most people. When I didn't get the score I needed the first time, I cried for 2 days. I genuinely thought, Maybe I'm just not good enough. But then I sat down. I looked at exactly what went wrong. Not to punish myself, but to understand. And what I found was simple. I wasn't making English mistakes. I was making strategy mistakes. And strategy can be learned. Strategy can be fixed in days, not months. So if you didn't get your score, don't ask yourself, is my English good enough? Ask yourself, do I know the strategy? Because I promise you, your English is good enough. You just need the map. And today, we gave you the map. Now go use it. Walk back into that exam room and show them what you've got.
You're not making English mistakes. You're making strategy mistakes. And strategy can be fixed. Luna, every time you come on this show, you leave people with something they will carry forever. Thank you. Truly. Luna, 2 episodes in, and you have already changed the way thousands of people will approach their IELTS exam. 7 mistakes, 7 fixes, repeating questions back, overusing the same words, speaking too fast, memorizing full answers, ignoring prosody, giving up mid-answer, one-dimensional part 3 responses. Every single one, fixable. Every single one, starting today. Luna, thank you for coming back.
Thank you, Alex. And to everyone watching, your score is waiting for you on the other side of these fixes. Go get it.
Now, if today gave you even one thing you're going to fix before your next exam, hit that thumbs up right now. Subscribe to ESL Voice, and in the comments, tell me which mistake you recognized in yourself today. Write it in English, 1 sentence. That is your practice right now. Keep fixing, keep growing, keep going. This is ESL Voice, and we believe in you, always. See you next time.
Bye, everyone. Go fix those mistakes.